Hello,
It's
good morning,
Monday.
and welcome to the Monday panel. Yay!
Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
How are
How
we?
are we all? Oh. No, it's such routine, we know it all by heart.
It's so
It wasn't like this in rehearsals.
No.
it was the rehearsal.
Yeah, you missed it. It's what happens when you turn up at 10 minutes to.
Like things pushing out Monday matters.
Yeah,
One take,
pushing out
that's
like
all.
a newborn baby.
Slightly distressing image for me to take for every Monday in future, but thank you for that.
Oh.
No Mr. Marley today. Or, he might pop in.
Yeah, he may pop in. He's with his family at the minute.
Yeah. But we're not expecting him. Let's
No.
put it like that.
No.
But, here we are.
So let's go round the panel then, rather than getting all muddled up. Tiff, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
Good. Gary, how are you?
Which one?
We'll go for Morris.
I'm all right. Just struggling with something to do, although I just have found a 3D print file for some paint racks
I know what you can do.
that I'm going to have a look at. What's that?
You can tell us about your new video that you've put on your channel.
Yes, I have put a video up on Chairforce Hobbies. Yeah, there's a few technical issues getting it uploaded due to the constraints of YouTube, but it's there in all its glory. First one for Chairforce Hobbies of the Meng F35 Adir 148 scale. It's a big old piece of kit. Yeah, got that all thrown together and put in there. Did an intro and an outro. Nice tune on there. Nice military marching tune.
Yeah, I was thinking about the intro now. I like the tune on it, but I think I'll try and see if we can help you with a little clip or something, rather than just having your logo on a white square in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's the logo is somewhat temporary at the moment. I'm thinking of the and anybody who's seen the Facebook page will know what I'm talking about, is the image of the lion riding the tank. I'm looking at doing something with that. I think possibly sat in a chair on top of a tank.
Yeah,
Air Force,
like Mr. Bean.
Yeah, and I did notice that when I watched the video back just to make sure it was all right on YouTube, it had got my name up because I recorded it in StreamYard. It got my name up, and I thought, oh no, I want Chairforce One there, so I've got to change that for next time. But it's all a learning process.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what you could do is have Chairforce One and have like and subscribe underneath.
Well, yeah. I don't want too much on the screen because I don't want it to detract from what we're trying to push out. Yeah. But
cool.
There you go.
And how is our little celebrity over there in the corner?
I know. How are you two?
How are you, Gary?
I'm all right, mate. I'm not doing bad at all.
Cool. What are you working on?
I'm just take some time off of all this YouTube trying to make money by doing videos nonsense, and I'm going to make my Telford hobnob build thing.
Oh, nice. Wow!
That's going to have a hell of a wingspan.
It's 144th. So, but the wings. I mean, that's the back end of the fuselage there. So the
that's 144th scale.
Yeah, it's 144th. Yeah. So the wings. That's one wing there.
Bloody
it's a beast. It is a beast, but it's got to carry a lot of hobnobs. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But it's beautifully sort of 60s steel Soviet swept wing. Nothing gets into the air unless it's got a properly swept wing. That's brilliant. It's just so much fun, and it look cool with a pack of hobnobs on top.
Absolutely.
So that's my build for that.
Excellent.
I've been doing other stuff which oh hell, I'm going to show you, because you're my friends, I'm going to show you what I'm building for the Matchbox thing this week. What's this?
Go on then. Oh wow.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't it pretty?
Cool little camo on that.
Mackie 202. The camo was done with AK pens, so I did the sprayed it with the whatever it's called, Gallo Mimetico. Gallo Mimetico.
Yeah.
Which is the camouflage. And then used one of the paints from the AK set just to do the camo on top. And I think it worked really nicely.
Yeah.
So it's a Matchbox.
Nice.
In the Matchbox series I'm doing. So that was cool. That was fun. That's made me happy.
Nice.
And the Jaguar I'm working on is here. So that's getting on. That's ready to have some pre-shading and some paint. I'm going to do the stabilizers separately so I can do the metal work on the bottom here around the exhausts more easily. Build the weapons, obviously, and the undercarriage, and then that'll be it. Pretty much done.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's what I'm up to, really.
Excellent.
I think that's it for the moment. I'm going to start my Space Marines this week as well.
Ooh.
My Warhammer Space Marines. I'll have a crack at those.
Gary disappears down the Warhammer rabbit hole, never to be seen again.
Oh no, don't! I've already had the initiation chats at my club. Oh yes. Well, now you've got the tactical squad. You're going to need this squad, and then you're going to need that. Then you're going to need one of these, and then you're going to need a tank. If you've got a tank, then you don't have to have these. And so
Did you turn around and go, "I'm a modeler, not a gamer"?
Yeah. I'm just making stuff, dudes. You know. But anyway, thanks for your help. Thanks for your input on the creative front. But no. Hey ho. There we go. It's all good fun.
I refuse to spend £200 on him.
Oh, no.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah. So how you doing, Mr. Michael?
I'm all right, mate. I have the weekend. I decided to paint a Rubicon 156 Tiger tank that I've built.
Ooh.
So if I switch that light on, there you go.
Very nice.
I decided rather than going for accuracy, I would practice my weathering.
Excellent.
That's come out lovely.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man.
So I did some practice dry brushing and stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite fun. Quite fun to do.
I think dry brushing is
today
really...
I will be painting Gordon.
Ooh.
I'm going to dry brush. Start painting Gordon today.
Hey.
And Gordon is my D&D character in Molesborough D&D sessions. He's a half-orc paladin.
Okay.
There you go. So, what were you saying, Gary? Sorry.
I just said cool.
No, the other guy was saying something about dry brushing.
No, it's just I think dry brushing is a very under-published technique. I don't think people use it enough. If you learn how to do a dry brush reasonably well, you can get amazing levels of detail into things, especially when someone's gone to the bother of moulding a piece with a lot of detail, like an ejection seat or something that's got all the pipe work on the side. If you really get dry brushing in your head, you can bring all that detail out in like 10 seconds. You don't have to chase it out and it's all there and it looks amazing. It's a really good technique to learn.
And it's really good for doing like scratched metal and stuff, isn't it? Scratch paint work on metal.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a brilliant thing to do.
It's always good to practice new skills.
Totally.
And I think to do Gordon, I'm going to use this that Moles for Heroes sent me.
Ooh, very
Part
nice.
of it anyway.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Oh, that's a shame.
And it comes with dry brushes. Woohoo.
Woohoo.
Everything okay, Gary?
I wondered where they go.
Yeah. I was just trying
hello,
something out, and it's not going to work.
Morning, Mal.
Hi, Mal.
Morning. Sorry, I'm late.
Morning, Mal.
Held up another one.
Sorry,
No.
what? Afternoon.
It's all right.
So what should I do? What
You're right, buddy.
Yeah, good.
Good.
What shall I do? I don't know what to
Duke
do.
says, "Good day, all you beautiful people. Could it be this time number one? You're always at number one, Duke."
You're always number one, Duke. Yeah.
Julian says, "It would seem that way, Duke, seeing as pesky YouTube scrub any a few days before." Good day.
Can't believe.
Morgan's in. He says, he waves.
Hi, Morgan.
Hey, Morgan.
Morris, do you want to read the chat? Because I'm getting a bit of a lag again by the look of it.
Okay. Mikey says to Morgan, "Morning, son." Ian Ellison's in. Good day, Duke. First in I see. Hi, Julian, the Barbie brunette, and hi, Mike. Matthew's in as well. It says, "Hello,
Hello.
all."
Hello.
Joe's in. Good morning to all. And Morgs is there. Says, "Hi, Mike." Jim's in. Morning, Jim.
Hello.
Hey, Jim.
Jim.
And Julian says hello to Morgs. Jim says hello to all the usual suspects in chat. And hello to all on screen.
Hello.
Hello, Jim.
Hello.
Julian says, "Hi, Ian, Matthew, Joe, and Jim Striped Skunk." What's supposed to say?
I'm going to skip hellos to each other because there was a lot of them.
Okay. Julian says, "Good morning, El Panelistas."
Buenos dias.
Ian says, "Good morning, panel."
Hello.
Ian Ellison says, "I watched your video, Chairforce Gary. Well done. You stayed with it."
You're not selling it, Gary. Not selling it.
To be fair, there was a point in your video, and I thought there was a point in your video, Gary, and I thought, Gary, come on, make it sound like you want to be doing this video. I think you just sort of went, I think he was trying to think about what to say, but it sounded more like you're going, yeah, it's a kit.
But I just do it. You see, I just go straight into the thing. I don't have a script or anything. I can't be bothered doing all that. And to the editing process, as far as I'm concerned, is stick the intro on, the bit I've videoed is in the middle, outro's on the other end of the sandwich, boom, fire it off to YouTube. So rough and ready, I'm afraid. Julian says, "Morning, chaps." Morning, Julian. Back from the show in Belfast.
Good morning.
And Julian Hall says, "Of course there is a rehearsal, Commander Evans. Surely you don't think this quality is ad hoc."
I just thought it was natural and flowing.
And Julian says, "And chapesses." Phil says, "Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and other intelligent life forms." There are no intelligent life forms here.
Other intelligent.
Speak for yourself. Hello, Phil.
There are other places.
Yeah, hello.
Jim says, "I rather like the Chairforce Hobbies logo myself. Relax in an easy chair and enjoy some modelling." Yeah. Your video is next on my list to watch, Chairforce. And Julian says, "Hi, Julian and Phil." Jim says to Commander Evans, "The jetliner combo looks to me like the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile piggybacked on an airplane."
Yeah.
And Morgs wants to know if everyone's okay. We are fine and dandy, Morgs.
Yeah, all right.
Absolutely.
Just struggling with what to do.
Right.
I think I'll do something. I just tried to set up a print for my 3D printer of some paint racks that I found, only to find that the paint racks are too big for my 3D printer, and I can't rescale them because then the paint bottles won't fit them.
Well,
Jim
yes,
says,
that is a
wow.
problem.
Yeah, Jim says, "Wow, very nice paint job on the Mackie, Mr. Evans."
Oh, thank you.
Yes, very nice. Very nice. Julian says, "Did someone mention Space Marines?" Oh yeah, you see, there's an alert lamp on his desk. If someone mentions Space Marines, it starts flashing, and he has to jump on the internet.
Like a bat.
Timothy's in. Good day, all. Good day, Timmy.
Hey, Timmy.
Who's waiting for that?
Hello,
Timmy. And Jim's feeling top of the world today, Morgan. Thank you. Top of the world, Ma. And Morg says that's good. Jim says Gordon, as in G.
Yeah.
Gordon Liddy.
No, as in Gordon Bennett.
A warrior not to be messed with.
Exactly.
Jim says dry brushing is still a valid modelling technique. It is, and to be honest, I use it a lot on cockpits. If I can't be bothered to do the decals on a cockpit, you know, it's a bit like I think you were saying, Gary, when you did the review of the Jaguar, where you've got all those lumps and bumps, and to get a decal or decal, call it what you will, to fit nicely on that. Sometimes it's just as easy to dry brush it, depending on the scale.
So if you bring it down.
But yeah, dry brushing is definitely a valid modelling technique. It's good on tracks as well.
Yeah, I used it on the Jaguar because of all those little knobs. And also, if you do it with white, and you go over it a few times, some of the switches come out obviously very, very white because they just pick out the top.
Yeah.
And you can run a little bit of red or yellow on top, just here and there. And in fact, use the decal to tell you where the colours should be.
Yeah.
And if you've got the white underneath it, it just pops the colour really well.
Yeah.
And if you're then going to put it into a kit and put the cockpit shut, you're looking at it through not exactly quality clear plastic anyway. Why worry about it? I think it looks great. As I say, ejection seats and things like that.
Yeah,
it's beautiful for.
You know, a 1/72 kit, I'd probably dry brush the cockpit area all the time. I didn't I know on some 148s as well, although I don't think I haven't on the Skyhawk that I'm doing. I've put the decals in, but even in 148, you can't see them.
No.
So there you go.
Kaylee
says hi. Hi, Kaylee.
Hey, Kaylee.
Hello, darling.
Timothy says, or Timmy says, dry brushing is like washing. Often less is more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Julian says, ooh, that looks nice, Mikey. I have some makeup brushes I bought for dry brushing. That's what you tell us, Julian.
Yeah. We all know your little secrets.
At the weekends, he becomes Julianne.
I know it's Julia yesterday in Discord.
Julian says, morning, Mal.
I accidentally missed the N off.
Morning, Julian.
Kaylee says, let's get on with it, lol. John's not here. Julian says, removes Gary's video from Watch This due to his lack of enthusiasm for his own output. I shall, of course, watch with soporific masterpiece. Oh, look at that. It's a hund.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Hamish. I love it. Come see what I'm up to.
Yeah. Julian says, nice win at the raffle. Oh, right. Well done. Well done. I often win at the raffle at Telford. I won about 4 times last year.
Fixed.
I won the set of AK pens, 3 kits.
Wow.
At least that's what Marion
We're the
thinks. Jim says, glad you're making videos, Gary. Have to say my enthusiasm for yet another F35 model kit is subdued, to say the least. Yeah, there are a lot out there. And I think, as I said on the video, I've watched some myself, and there's something about this kit. I'll see when I build it. I might try and do a build video, but I'm going to have to get advice from the higher echelons of the YouTube creation world about how people go about doing build videos, because I can't see myself sitting here for 5 or 6 hours with the video machine, with the camera running. But I might do edited highlights. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we're going to do it.
There's a person on this channel on the bottom row that.
Yeah, I noticed, but he was conveniently busy when I said that. Timmy says, can you just slice the file, Gary, do 2 prints and assemble? I will look into that. I was literally trying to do it just as we were coming on air. I'd unzipped it and looked at it. So I will probably have a look at doing that later on today, maybe. Which will be a step into the ether for me, because... Oof. Steve's Gaming says, hello all, I'm watching, but my mental health state is very bad right now, so won't be commenting much. All right, Steve, well, look after yourself, mate. We're here if you need us. You know where the Discord is if you want to chat. And Katie says, Steve Gaming's here if you need a chat. Julian says, I often use acrylic markers on raised cockpits. Yeah, I found with the AK pens, I think the tips are a little bit, for me, I mean, they probably work for other people, but I'm a bit shaky and heavy-handed, and I'm trying to do like individual switches. It tends to look awful. So... yeah, but I know Posca pens with a very fine tip. I think it's a 0.7 mil or something. It might even be less than that. They're supposed to be very good.
Never used them.
Julian says, "Hi Steve, sorry to hear that. Sit back, relax, and let the nuttiness wash over you." Yeah. Jim says, Hamish. Hagrid's in. Greetings from Nia and me. Morning, Nia. Morning,
Hello.
Hagrid.
Morning.
Yeah, hello.
Agreed.
Julian says, stick your raffle tickets onto cover purchases. Yeah, but she hasn't cottoned on that. I bought a book of raffle tickets once, and it's never quite worked out why. I should be entering the raffle at the NEC in 2 weeks. Morg says if he was at the raffle, he'd win everything. Pretty much how it goes. Julian says, no, you wouldn't need makeup brushes for me. 6-inch decorating brushes maybe, and a possible contract with Blue Circle. Kaylee says, Julian, I'll send you some blusher. Jim says to Steve, hi Steve, glad you're here, mate. Hopefully we can put a smile on your face. You're amongst friends. You absolutely are, sir.
Absolutely.
And Jim is recommending a spin-off from the BBC series of live chats, The Hamish and Benji Show.
Huh.
Oh, we caught up with a chat.
We have indeed.
Woohoo! That's normally I shouldn't say that because normally that just entices them to type more.
Yeah.
I know how this thing works. Really. Right. What was I going to do? I don't know. I've got to work on my shopping. My raffle list for the NEC because I need some supplies as well. I need some masking fluid. What else do I need? I need this one. But I'm sure there will be lots of things to tempt me. Morg says, me.
I remember.
Go on.
Go on.
Phil says, can anyone else see the halo above Waitrose's head? He is. Angelic. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes,
In the presence of the Almighty. Right. What in the name of all that's holy have I done?
How many times in my life have I said that?
Oh, that's all right. I have now found dead missing pieces. It weren't missing, it was my own short-sightedness. Julian says, has StreamYard YouTube censored my last comment? Egypts.
More than likely.
I don't know because I only see what Tiff puts up on the screen. Julian says he did get the glue he wanted. Always a good thing. And Ian says, lol, Phil. Jim says, Phil, good one. I didn't see that before. Oh, we had a comment about it on Friday, didn't we? I seem to remember.
About what?
Gary's Halo.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah. So, for some very strange reason, this kit comes with a little toilet.
What?
I could answer that, but I'm not going to.
This book nook comes with a little toilet.
Well, does it have a toilet in it?
Yeah.
I would assume it does if it's got a toilet. The secret is it called the secret castle?
That's the inside of it. So behind this screen here
There's
is actually a toilet.
Cool. Very good. Julian says, Tiff, what kit did you decide on?
Book nook.
All right, you only asked.
Yeah, got me book nook.
I think you mean which book?
Which book nook?
The only one I've got left to build other than the one I'm building on my stream.
Ah, you say.
Because I've built the other ones.
Now we know.
They are up on my cupboard. The top of my cupboard.
Yes, I must admit, Marion thoroughly enjoys doing book nooks, but she hasn't got room for them. So at the moment, they're on a. I'm not going to be doing any more for a while. I didn't do that very well. Have a word with yourself, Gary.
Yeah, going back to the idea of Morgan winning raffles, I remember going to one event and they had a table with literally hundreds of little trinkets and stuff on that you could win. And it's one of those ones where you have to pick like an odd or an even or between this numbers, you get this prize between these. Morgan did it 4 times, and all 4 times he won the exact same piggy bank. Literally a pig, porcelain pig, with a slot in its back. He just won a different colour one each time. Out of all these hundreds of prizes. In the end, he said, "Can I have another try again?" I went, "No."
Julian says he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
What have I done with my remote?
Jim says, I think one version of the Zvezda C-130 comes with a WC for those long flights.
I'd imagine it does.
That's still on my list. Quite disappointed last year at Telford. I was going to go and get the Zvezda C-130, but there was only one there. The guy wanted 55 quid for it, and it was in a tatty old box, so I didn't enter that raffle.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
There used to be a thing where if the C-130 didn't have any facilities on board, but the pilot was amenable to lowering the inner part of the ramp, you could stand on the ramp and pee out the back, right? But the ones who knew about this would stand to the side of the ramp, because if you stand in the middle of the ramp, there's like a recirculation of air around the back end of the fuselage, and it sort of puffs inwards and swells a bit with turbulence, and you'd get it all over your legs unless you didn't know the trick. So there you go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what your defence budget is spent on.
No, it's spent on Binman now, apparently.
Yeah, apparently so.
Don't get me started.
Hey, you voted for it. I did try to warn you. Phil says, Saint Waitrose, patron saint of modelling. I like that.
No, then everything's my fault when it goes wrong. Which actually is...
Junior says...
Yeah.
Junior says, behind the curtain.
Ah, yes, the curtain.
The other Julian says, raffles are often at jumble sales, and it reminds me of a jumble sale I went to in school. Bought things and still had more money than what I went in with. Jim says, Baldrick, the only way you would get a wet kiss is if you made a pass at a water closet. Nigel says, good afternoon. Are we all good? We are indeed.
Good afternoon, Nigel.
Well, good.
We're adequate.
Story of my life.
Adequate.
And no, Morgan, I'm not going to explain that to you. June says, I reckon I gave a £5. I was given change for a tenner by mistake, and neither of us noticed.
That sort of thing always happens to Marion. It never bloody happens to me.
Are you having a whinge there, Gary?
Yeah, I think I'm in grumpy old man mode today.
Definitely entitled to be.
Oh yeah, he's an old man.
All right.
You asked.
I don't believe at any stage did I ask for it.
You said you're in grumpy old man mode. I said, well, you are old, so you do qualify.
You remind me of that on a daily basis, Mikey.
Yeah, and you love me for it.
It is your mission.
I keep
in
you
life.
grounded. I keep you
Granddad.
grounded.
Talking of keeping me grounded, I haven't seen Jakey for a while.
He's not falling out with you, is he?
No, he don't fall out with me.
You wouldn't dare.
Nah, not Jake.
He's got his life back though, hasn't he? Now you can go
Yeah,
off
he
and do all
went,
the things that you want.
He went off with his dad at the weekend on the motorbike, and they went fishing. And yeah, bless him. It won't be long before he's going off on his Norwegian cruise.
Ooh.
You see the fjords?
Nigel says, Posty just delivered the TACOM 135 AH-64D Apache longbow. Gotta say, it's a bit intimidating. I'm not surprised at that size.
God, Sonic isn't here because he'd be jealous as hell. He's always wanted one. Even though it'd probably be me building it. He loves that chopper. He really does.
Get him a 172nd kit or something.
No, he wants a bigger one.
Well, he's got to build up the skills to do the bigger ones, hasn't he?
Yeah.
You've got to take the time and the effort.
Refuses to brush paint. So.
Well, there are times when you can't use an airbrush.
I don't know.
Yes. But he doesn't understand that, does he?
No.
He's impatient.
He's got all the money in the bloody world. No patience.
Yeah. Julian says, qualified automatically, Gary. And Mr. Hall says, a few people use the AK pens. Anyone use their weathering pencils?
I've got a set of them. To be honest, they've never really worked for me.
Yeah, I use them.
Never.
Yeah. I use them.
There you go.
I wonder whether it's because the effect is so subtle.
Then you can build it up.
Yeah.
It also depends on what sort of effect you're going for, because things like I used it to do some wood chipping on, some chipping bits of wood on my Model T the other day. And to do that, you need to dip the point in a tiny bit of water, because there are water-soluble pencils. And that allows you to build up the chipping bit. Whereas where I wanted some sort of dust and rainy sort of streaky stuff, I used it dry. And it sort of, as you say, you slowly build it up. Also, it needs to be on a fairly matte surface. Don't work at all on gloss surfaces, really.
I've never had any, to be honest.
Yeah, I use them quite extensively to finish, and I'm not brilliant with them, but yeah, they give can give a nice subtle effect, and even if you don't really see much, it does change the look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them. I still do a panel line wash first on a gloss surface, and then and the paints I use are glossy enough and I don't need to protect them, so I can just go from painting to a wash, and then let that go off. I use streaking. I use all artist oil paints, and use the fact that it streaks a little bit out of panel lines and from around detail to add an effect as well. And then I matte the model, and then use AK weathering pencils. I've got quite a number of them.
Maybe I'll have to give them another go.
I like the fact that it's like drawing paint, if you like. You can add just little bits, and then a damp brush, and just drag it back or stipple it. The guy to watch doing it is Daniel Zamabider.
Right. Yeah.
He's the guy that writes the how-to books.
Yeah.
For AK. He's very. I think he came up with the idea of the pencils because he uses them extensively and really, really, really well. I mean, and although I tried watching it, I watch him and use his techniques. It never works the same for me. So I think he's got some magic going on. But Daniel Zamabider is a guy to watch if you're looking at using pencils.
Yeah, didn't he do the FAQ book for aircraft? I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I've got that somewhere.
Yeah, I've got that. And I've
got
the dioramas one, but I don't think he did the diorama one. I might be wrong.
No, for me, it sort of it does go overboard for me, but the effects he gets are brilliant. They look good, always look good.
Yeah.
I think I say that he goes overboard for me because I can't do what he does. That's a general excuse for not being able to do something for a lot of modelers. I don't like it. I don't like panel lines. Therefore, because they always, basically, I always read that as I can't do it. Not always. I mean, it's a fair one. I mean, panel line washes or pre-shading. But it depends what you're doing it for, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you panel line washing model? Why are you pre-shading? I think that's the problem that many modelers starting out don't understand why they're doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Some of it might be fairly obvious, like panel line washes. Yeah, it's to highlight the panel lines. But for me, it's more about adding a bit of dirt to the model.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's why I never use black. Yeah, never use black. It's not about making it darker. It's not just about highlighting the panel lines and detail.
Julian
said, oh, go on, Gary, you do it.
Keeping Gary grounded, Mikey. Well, they do tend to ground vintage models.
Oh, that's harsh.
Jim says, Fjords? No, I'm a Chevy man myself. Julian says he wants the AH1 version. Nigel says, don't we all tiff? Don't we all? And Julian says, I brush all the time. Julian says, Sonic wants a bigger chopper. Oh, the opportunities are legion. Decisions. I'm not going down that particular avenue.
We have a pest.
Oh, look who's here. He's home.
G'day.
G'day.
Hello, mate.
How
mate.
are you?
Safely back home.
Yes, just arrived home 5 minutes ago. It's about a 1,000-kilometre drive.
And you came straight on here?
Yeah. Well, we did stop in Sydney for dinner, so had a break and all that stuff. But yeah, everything's out of the car. I just wanted to say g'day.
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 You were missed, mate. We missed you.
A
And I
likely
did
story.
love those that stuff that Paul put up yesterday.
That's good, wasn't it?
Did he do it with ChatGPT?
He did, yeah. I'd
Yeah.
never seen it in action before, so
Yeah.
it was good
Yeah.
good to watch.
Yeah, it was. They're very good, aren't they? There's a bit of a theme going on at the moment all over Facebook and thing you can see. And
Yeah, I made one for myself.
Yeah.
yeah, I was thinking of doing one, but
What's
So,
this? What have I missed?
I'll
you
show
can-
you. I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
Um,
using AI, you can do things like TIFF showing now.
Make yourself into a little action figure.
so this is
I'd say
They are
I've seen a
so
couple
cool.
of them.
yeah. So it's both Paul and I.
Yeah,
With a little a compass, a campfire, and a tent.
and a tent from Gmu by the looks of it.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's wearing a respective scarf. So he's wearing the Hume District Scout scarf for Victoria. I'm wearing the First Medawi Scout scarf from here. Even like that. So it's all right.
I actually saw this morning a YouTube video of a bloke showing you how to do that on ChatGPT. What
okay.
prompts to put in and all that. Yeah. That's after, of course, I'd watched Gary's stuff. The first thing that went on the channel on the TV this morning while I was having my morning coffee, Monday morning coffee,
That's
Gary's stuff. Julian says, "Lol, Nigel."
Compulsory viewing.
It is. Ian says, I used AK pencils for the first time Friday. Do you need to wet them? Though they thought they were rubbish, lol.
Depends. Yeah, you need a matte surface to work them on, and you can have them dry with either a tapping, chipping motion, or drawing it on gradually, and you can draw in bits with a pencil. Then use a damp brush to drag it back and stipple it and move the colour about, or you can use it wet. And do pretty much the same sort of thing, but it works a bit differently. You have to practice with it. Get an old model wing or something, paint it and matte it, and then see what you can do. Watch Daniel the Zamabider. You'll see him he's always on YouTube.
2 seconds, guys.
Yeah, I've got them. I've used them, but hardly. Most of what I've done is, I think, just aluminium around wing roots and stuff like that. Going over panels where abrasion would occur with boots and that sort of stuff. Works okay, but it's not a replacement for using silver paint or whatever. It just guess it can just promote it a bit. You know what I mean? Add to it. Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah, I think it might not be a substitute, but I use them quite. I don't think you would be able to see. You can't see it. Let me just change my camera.
That's interesting. So I'll just change my camera as well. So these are the AK pencils, but if you look closely, there's silver paint all over them.
I wonder how that happened.
Amazing. Amazing.
I don't
Silver
know if you
paint
can,
everywhere.
can't actually see.
Yeah, it's. Oh yeah. Did you do the where the walkway is? Did you do that?
Yeah, chipping on
Yeah. Yeah.
on that. There's each of the panels I've gone
I see.
in and amongst them with olive drab
Yeah.
on the pencils. It's very subtle,
Yeah.
but it does change the hue of the paint in areas to make it look worn.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's very, as you say, very subtle.
Yeah. It depends also on the colour you're doing it over, and choosing the right colour to do it with. I found I've got a lot more to do on this, but I found that the buff colour might be a better way to go than the olive drab. Just a tad, it weathers out. It's very thin, and the trick really is to I think the nearer the fuselage, the wings would be more heavily discoloured, less out to the tips. And if you don't like it, you can always take it off to a degree.
I thought you were going to say if you don't like it, you can always lump it.
You can always lump it. The model that should never have been started.
I'm going to have to drop out for a bit, guys. I've got to go and help Marion with something.
Activities.
All right, bud.
I will see you in a bit.
All right. Kaylee says, so just finally made myself pretty. Laugh out loud. Oh, bless you, love. She's just done all the makeup. Bless you, darling. June says, lube and subscribe, peeps, clicky, L, likey, buttony, bitty, thanky. Jim says, good day, Mr. Marley. Huzzah. In Australian.
Hey, Jim.
In Australian, yeah.
Paul says, good day, John.
G'day, Paul.
June says, Gary, don't forget the Jaguar E-Type is also a vintage, and that's a lovely car. Yeah. And he says, good day, John.
All right. Good day, Julian.
Jim says, we are graced with the presence of both Marleys. June says, good day, Paul. June also says, Mal, that might make a good video showing people how to use AK weathering pencils. There you go.
I think Daniel Zamabadi does it far better than I could ever do it. I can show you how to mask and paint markings, but that's more my expertise. I don't know about showing you how to use weathering pencils because I'm still learning. Maybe when I've learnt, give us 20 years or so.
June Davis says, I used a silver pencil to colour the internal structure of a 148 Wellington. There you go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Paul says, is it me or does Waitrose Gary have a halo?
Jeez. I don't. All right.
Stop. Paul, I just read
No,
that. June says, laugh out loud. It's been mentioned, Paul.
I'm doing a 144th scale cockpit of a Russian bomber or Soviet bomber. I need light. Trust
In the
me.
dark.
Yeah, in the dark.
In the dark.
Just like the people who made it in your days.
Kaylee says, "Where's his wings?" Laugh out loud.
Oh, jeez.
He's in the wind.
Oh, dear. No.
He hasn't
Hope-
earned
hope-
them yet.
You hope not. You're going to be dead before you get wings. Unless you drink a lot of a certain over-caffeinated beverage. But enough of that.
Or you're a pilot. You got to earn your wings to be a pilot.
I've got parachute wings. Does that count?
Yeah, that'll do. There you go. He's got his wings. June says they are 172. Kaylee says, Julian says they are 172nd. Kaylee, somebody read the construction plans wrong.
Yeah. That would have been me.
Jim says, Paul, you are correct in your observation, Paul. Kaylee's sticking her tongue out. Jim says, glares at fingers, double FFFS. Jim says, I'll take 2 lumps. Julian, only 1 E in fingers. Sigh. Jim, does the Soviet jetliner come with emergency borscht rations?
Probably does.
It comes with a photo etched control yoke for each pilot.
Ooh.
Now, how likely am I to actually put that in? No.
It's going to be interesting seeing you stood in line with that at Telford.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I won't be standing in line this time. Hopefully I'll have a press pass.
Ah.
So I looked at some of the people who had press passes last year and I thought, I've got considerably more viewers than them, subscribers, so I should be able to get one. So that's what I'm going to try and do.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I can go up there on Friday night and get in another chat with the people like the ethics boys and whatever, see what they're up to, just in case. Like last year,
Oh, Gary has frozen.
Yes.
Oh dear.
The ethics, the IPMS gods have taken their revenge.
I don't know why. That was all very strange.
Every time you place a bet. Oh, look, I come back off a couple of days off and straight into singing again. It's like I never missed a day.
Git.
I was having fun not having to hover over the mute button.
Yeah. What day is it? Friday. Mod has actually managed to get some work done because she didn't have to hover over the mute button for the whole 2 hours.
Well, yeah. So what I'm hearing is you don't want me to be part of the stream anymore.
What I hear is stop being a bit
Still want you to sing.
stop being dramatic.
Yeah, John.
Yeah. Place the bed, he says,
John.
carrying right on
John. Someone's gonna hurt.
So, what time are you finishing up the stream? Is it about now?
No, finishing it 10 minutes early. I've got an appointment. Well, got to take Kay for an appointment.
Yeah, but is it finish time now?
No, it's about 50 minutes. We're only an hour in.
Oh.
Have you completely lost track of time whilst you've been off?
I must have. I'm looking at my watch, just going, oh.
It's because you've had a week
my
off.
heart stopped ticking on
You've
my watch is dead.
Oh, let's hope it's the latter rather than the former. This is quite fun to paint this.
I haven't done this possible the other way.
So, Gary, your Miles M52 video turned out very well. It looks stunning.
Lovely kits. You know, I've never done resin before. So, well, not in 148. Never done 3D printed resin before. But the thing just, went together so well. And the AK paint, the AK Extreme metals are beautiful to use.
They are, aren't they? Yeah.
They're just lovely. I was very happy with that. And so was Alistair, who owns Aerocraft, by the way.
Oh good.
Who says, we've got another couple of projects coming up soon. Okay.
All right.
What do you want?
Oh, if he's got anyone, say in Australia, that would volunteer to put a kit together for him, that'd be.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, a cracking subject. It made me watch a video on the development of the Bell X1 and leading on to the X2. I think Rex's hangar on YouTube, and it's a fascinating era. I think obviously, it's at the limits of exploration, discovery, danger, all that stuff like that. I think it was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Human endeavor.
And they were characters. Those guys were proper characters.
Oh, they could drink, I'm sure.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. They could. Jaeger could. God almighty.
Yeah, I heard he did Jaeger bombs.
I see what you did there.
Oh, yeah. So did he.
Yeah. They're all kind of party animals, a lot of them, but they were also just characters. They're not necessarily the most likable people in the planet, but by God, they had characters. Yeah.
And balls like space hoppers.
Yeah. It's funny, you look at the guys over there, Bill Dana and Scott Crossfield and Jaeger, Milt Thompson, all that lot. And yeah, they're all, a certain bearing about them, a certain confidence about them. Some more modest than others, it has to be said. But then you look at the guys that were test flying over here, and Winkle Brown, amazingly modern. Rowley Falk, who used to put on a proper suit and tie to test fly Vulcans, not a flying suit, a proper tweed lounge suit with a tie. but then put on a helmet and off you go and fly a Vulcan and things like that. Bonkers, frankly, absolutely raving bonkers. Half forgot our guys. B. Beaumont was quite a character.
Rolly Beaumont is awesome, wasn't he?
Oh, what?
And they're
what
so
a
good
guy.
in interviews too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But they were just really fun people. But then some of the later, like Scott Crossfield, who was on the X-15, he was doing because the X-15 had a throttleable rocket engine, and they're having some problems with one of the valves sticking, so put it on a test rig on the ground and put him in it, and they were firing up the rocket, and he put it all the way back to 0 and it went out, and he pushed it forward and there was a clicking noise, and the whole thing just exploded.
Oh wow.
And he was sat there in it thinking, do you know what, I'm probably in the safest place there is right now because I'm surrounded by titanium and I've got a life support system. And he just looks out the window, sort of this raging flame around him. And I remember weren't you frightened? He said, I'm a test pilot, I'm not allowed to be frightened. I was really, really impressed. He said, my flight suit was full of impression. So okay, I like it. But a lot of them, they're lovely people, really, really cool guys. But as you say, half the time getting up to something, so well, what's going to happen when we? I don't know. You're the test pilot. You find out. Okay.
Yeah, it's a damn shame they never got to fly the M52. Would have been interesting to see how it went, because of course it was still a centrifugal engine.
Yes, indeed.
Not a rocket motor.
Yeah.
Or 4 of them. 2 of them with 2 nozzles.
Well, also, but you do think, well, what would that? Because the design was pretty much sound, as they showed when they did the tests of rocket-powered ones later, that scaled models that just sort of went supersonic and then lost contact and just carried on going supersonic. If they'd have had a decent sort of axial flow engine with an afterburner, that would have just been brilliant. But yeah, centrifugal flow, I'm not sure how. I think it might have gone supersonic, but not very, if you know what I mean. Not like 1.2.
Only just.
Yeah, I think it would have gone supersonic, but I think trying to slow the airflow down enough to go into the centrifuge at the front of the engine might have been a limiting factor.
There's only one way to find out, and that's actually do it for real.
Oh yeah, totally.
June says, be back in a bit. Bloody electrics have stuffed up. Okay, buddy.
Oh.
Jim says, pair myself and John Marley on a live chat could turn into a verbal wrestling match. Who would talk longer and more incoherently? I think I would win that last category.
Yeah. Well, I should head over to Chicago at some point. I don't know if they'd.
What you should do is you and Jim do a live chat, just the two of you discussing a topic.
Oh, you're not wrong. Yeah. Well, that'd be cool.
So you got a channel to do it on.
Oh, yeah.
You could do military history with John and Jim.
John and Jim.
Jim says the test pilot doing the initial tethered flights of the P1127 did so with a broken leg in a plaster cast. Yes.
That was Bill Bedford, I believe.
It was.
And he's the only person ever in history to have a license endorsed tethered hovering flight only, because he had to have a special dispensation to be able to fly.
Paul says, Jim, you just know that John would do the theme music.
Yeah.
Jim says, that comment was all in fun, Mr. Marley. Oh, no, it's true.
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah.
And Ian says, yeah, great idea, Mikey. I'd watch the John and Jim show.
Yeah, we should do it.
There you go, John.
You've got at least one viewer. I wouldn't watch that rubbish, but somebody else would.
That I think
Make
is
it so.
the motto of YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got 14 people watching this. So.
Oh, well.
Excellent.
Nowhere near the dizzy heights of Mr. Evans over there, but, you know. It's nice for him to step down to our level now and again.
You are just so
Better
full of
humble
it.
himself.
I'm sorry, did you catch me nearly singing again?
I don't know, I heard somebody say something. I heard somebody saying something. I think Gary and Tiff were both saying something at the same time.
Well, I was just saying you're full of it, mate. So
Why am I full of it?
lofty hearts, all that nonsense.
It's true.
Yeah.
You get about 10 times the amount of viewers we get on here.
But I think if you look at that compared to the number of subscribers, you do substantially better.
Fair point. Oops. Yeah, I'm liking Gordon at the minute. He's looking good. Jim says, Paul Marley. Yes, indeed, Paul. Nigel says, did we all watch Chair Force 1's initial upload? Pretty good. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
I haven't yet. I haven't been home, so I shall do that shortly. Sorry, Gary.
Sacrilegious. Jim says, you could sing, John could sing all he wants, just not Smoke on the Water or Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, well, that's
The
two
forbidden.
ideas right there.
No, John will not sing because John will be muted.
I think he's on about on his own channel.
Oh yeah, on his own channel, he can do
You
whatever.
can do what you want. No? Do you like how I've got my own little channel guard?
It's good.
Did you say channel guard or oligarch?
Channel guard. Let's not get into
Chris Vaughan.
politics again, John. I see what you're
It's been a
doing.
big week.
That's what she said.
Righty then. I think after this I might have time to get across to the booth.
Yeah, he should have. I mean, it's only an hour and 15 minutes in.
So glad I bought a bottle of PVA glue for this. It's a very big bottle. It's like a litre of PVA.
I get the litre ones from the pound shop.
Oh, that was from B&M.
Yeah.
My pound shop didn't have any.
Oh no!
It's never very well stocked anyway, that shop.
No.
No. Because then they've just moved into a bigger unit.
They forgot. They haven't learned how to order more stock yet. Then.
Yeah. They've literally like moved next door. So they were like in their own, and then they moved into the old Wilco's unit, which was literally next door to it.
Yeah. Don't forget, John, there's no stream tomorrow, but
Oh, okay.
so I've got to go and have a tooth pulled.
I had forgotten, and I'll probably forget again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of having my tooth pulled, and my phone will go off. Have you got a link for the live stream?
Where are you? I'm here. What's going on?
Why do you guys hate me? Why am I so lonely?
I'd rather get a tooth pulled than talk to you. Yeah. That's what I heard.
That's because you're dramatic.
Oh, come on, get down there.
That's what she said.
Go modders.
I think John's just got it.
Oh, I was concentrating and nearly dropped my bundle. Okay. Oh, no singing.
Did someone just fart?
No.
Or is somebody using like a rotary drill or something?
Don't know.
No.
I think it was my mic catching on the zip on me. So
That could be it. That would make sense. That's Miles' excuse, and he's sticking to it.
Yeah. Don't need another one. That was well good enough.
Missed a little bit there around the beard. Oh, we got more comments. Oh, we got one more.
We have a comment.
There are a lot of places I'd rather be than a dentist chair.
Mm.
I think everyone can say that.
True. Absolutely.
You looked like you were ready to do a DJ set there, Mal.
Sorry?
Says you looked like you were ready to do a DJ set there. Just the one headphone on.
Yeah. That was the boss giving me a bell. Do I want a drink? Of course, the answer was yes. So I'm just gonna. I have to go and get it though.
Yeah. Have you never replied? When have I ever said no?
Well, no, I haven't. What do you think that would achieve?
I found the
Yeah. Have I ever said no? You don't have to. You're not getting one now, then. I have to keep the laundry and meal, the cook fairy, and all the rest of the other fairies that apparently do things.
That's a thin line to be walking, Mel.
Where?
Saying that it's the fairies that do all the housework.
It is, isn't it?
Okay.
Why am I wrong? I mean, we'll see. I'm just going to go and get apparently a cup of coffee
Off the coffee fairy.
off the coffee fairy. Yeah. Latest. It won't be long.
All right, buddy. Timmy says, upside of being out of the Navy, no more military dentists. Swear to God, my last milling, he said, that'll do. Good enough for government work. Haha.
Oh, God.
That's reassuring.
Mm.
Oh, last filling.
Usual thing, if the background noise is too much, just mute me, but I'll leave it off for now, okay?
Oh, we will.
Mhm.
Have you had the clues through for tomorrow yet, Gary?
I've only had the first one on the box.
Yeah.
Not the rest. I suspect he'll do that tomorrow. I'll put them up as soon as we get them.
We usually get them the day before or so, don't we?
Yeah, it might send them through. I haven't looked at my email for a little while yet, so
yeah.
All sorts of things could have been there. You know.
All those big companies contacting you and everything.
Yes. I mean, you know, the palace about my knighthood, it could have been anything. And, you know, because I've not responded, they've obviously thought, Oh, it's obviously refusing it then. So that's what must have happened so far.
Yeah.
This is such a teeny tiny cockpit for such a big aeroplane. 6 crew in it. Well, 5 so far. It must have been a nightmare to fly in.
I bet David Beckham would love it if you got a knighthood, Gary.
Oh, I'm not doing the straps for that. That's for sure. I'm sorry. What was that?
Hey,
So I
Lisa,
bet
Gary.
David Beckham would love it if you got a knighthood.
Oh, I know. I wouldn't hear the last of it from him.
He's been demanding one for years, hasn't he?
Well, that's the thing. You see, if you demand it, you don't get it.
Exactly.
He does have
I think you're supposed to sort of be surprised and think, "Who, me? Oh, I'm not worthy." No, surely you must be thinking of someone else.
Jim says it's always the second needle that hurts the most. True. Ian says, "Oh my God, it's Gary's live stream again Tuesday night. The last one feels like last week."
Yes, I know. Well, I think because it's a third Tuesday one, it's the earliest in the month it can be a third Tuesday, the 15th.
Yeah.
So it's quite surprising.
And Jim says, "Sir Gary Evans, I like the sound of that." Yeah.
Well, I do as well, Jim, to be perfectly honest.
I like the sound of Sir Malcolm Childs as well. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh yes, that's got a certain ring to it. That really has.
It sounds very grand, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure which order of chivalry he would come under, but
I think it'd be under MBE or something.
Yeah, so it'd be a KBE, yeah, or KCB, KCB, Knight Commander of the Most Noble Order of the Bath.
Yeah. That would amuse him immensely.
Oh, absolutely.
Being Order of the Bath.
And imagine the poor bugger who's got to put the badges of membership of the order around his neck. I mean, have to reach up with the sword in the first place, but you know.
Well, if it was Prince William that did it, he's something like 6'3" anyway, isn't he?
Oh, he's pretty tall, yeah. But even he'd be reaching
and
up.
You have to kneel down. Yeah.
And even then, he'd be reaching upwards.
Yeah.
Maybe a step in or something, make him be, several steps, a little dace, an anointing dace that they could put in so he could stand up and nobody do it. That'd be funny.
Well, they'd just take away the kneeling step, wouldn't they, and just make him kneel on the floor.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Maybe the Windsor branch of QuickFit could lend them their inspection pit.
Yeah. Can you imagine if it had been the Queen that had to do it?
Oh,
bloody
bless. Hell. Absolutely.
That'd been so sweet to watch.
Absolutely. Even just meeting him.
Yeah.
Reaching so far up to shake the massive paw. Because, last time she knew that was probably the Star Wars premiere with a bleeding Wookiee.
If the Grand Fromage is... If the Grand from Mars is watching, no offense intended, Malcolm.
No, we love you, Malcolm, and you know that.
Yeah, he does.
Good.
Jim says, must say, John Marley, the MiG-23 is coming along nicely. Looking forward to seeing the completed model. Huzzah!
Yeah, thank you. But I've had a bit of I wouldn't say trouble, but I've been going through a bit of internal angst about the color choices I'd made. There's no real direct equivalent. Certainly, like if they mention FS numbers, you think, well, that's unlikely. So I'm changing ochre to middle stone, and so far I like it a lot.
Well, at least you got over your angst about doing the model in the first place.
Well,
You put on your big boy pants.
well, you're still cranky.
And he says, MiG-23 is one of my favorite Cold War era Soviet military jets.
Yeah,
There you go.
it is an interesting design, that's for sure.
See, I've been asked what like my favorite aircraft are or favorite tank stuff, but I don't think my brain works that way. I think it's just I like modeling in general.
Yeah, fair.
I like the challenge.
I sorted me stash cupboard out yesterday.
Oh yeah.
I did it, and then Sonic redid it. And he's made it so I've got more room for more models. I have space.
I have space. Tiff's cupboards, the final frontier. These are the voyages of Sonic.
The thing is, whenever he goes into the men's shed, like in his little like town centre bit where he lives, they've always got models on for sale. And he always rings me like, oh, they've got this, and they've got this for a tenner and this for a fiver, and I'm like, oh god.
It's addictive buying model kits.
Yeah. Just a bit.
Makes you live longer.
Yeah.
No, it
scientifically proven.
Yeah, no, that's why I buy model kits, because the amount I've got at the moment, I'll live till I'm 450 years old to finish them.
So another 20 years then.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
That's funny, you get.
Sorry, I extended. I just buy more models.
Yeah.
And I keep my build rate down.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget and have a spurt and finish 2 or 3 and go eek. Stop it.
Ooh. 10 minutes.
I think I have a definitive answer for last week's question.
Okay.
Which was, are there too many decals in aircraft kits? Well, in kits.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there are. No, I'm decal in this P51, but there are a lot of decals.
Yeah.
And it's what's put me. That has put me off getting on with it because there's so many of the damn things. But I'm always of a mind to apply the decals because they're all pretty much they are all relevant, and I do think it adds a certain something.
Certain je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi, something like that. But doing it is not my idea of fun.
Yeah. I think that's the thing with scale modelling. There's parts of it that are really, really fun you can get into, but you have to accept that there's going to be bits where it's just like, I've got to get through this.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, this decal sheet for this 148 P51, two lots of specific decals and a whole load of generic ones, and just you can read even the smallest ones. You can read them under a magnifying glass, but
what brand
they do
is it
add.
now?
Sorry,
what brand is it? What make?
it's Airfix. It's the Airfix 148 P51. Yeah, it's a really nice kit. It's not as doesn't have the finesse in the parts that the Tamiya one does. But it's got everything you want.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does build up nicely.
I've got a pair of Edward 51Ds, sort of like a dual combo set.
Yeah.
I was considering doing those. One in RAF markings, one in American markings.
I've not got Edward P51s, but from what I've seen, they're really nice. If they're anything like their Spitfires, then they definitely are.
Yeah. Well, we shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
I've got 3 Tamiya 132nd P51s.
Oh my goodness!
That I need to build one. I can't decide on what scheme. I keep finding like this thing, the diamonds on that. I didn't really fancy it. But out of the 2 options in the kit, and I could have done other options. Could have done a lot of other options, but by the time I'd painted it on and the name, I'd quite love it. I think he's quite a brilliant scheme. So that's looking good for a 32nd scale one.
Right.
I want to do Big Beautiful Doll. But I've tried to do the checkers in a normal way, and they've defeated me. So I'm going to have to come up with a basic masking method for checkers on it.
Oh my good God.
I've got all the rest. However, the Big Beautiful Doll as a mask and everything else. It's just the checkers. It's just the shape of the P51 nose. All the compound curvature that goes into that is makes masking difficult. But it's just an excuse.
But you like a challenge.
Well, no, I do. It's the same with the cowling on a P47. I failed on that as well. I managed it on a 48 scale P47, but it wouldn't work on the Hasegawa P47, the 32nd P37. Having spent an inordinate amount of time trying to refine the shapes of the so-called squares, because not one of them is square, and it sort of double tapers to the nose, and the idea would be that all the squares butter together would meet on the lower surface, and everyone in between. So it's a massive job to do it like that way. And I fail again. So, but it can be done just by strips of masking tape, but you like double masking, and it drives me round a bend trying to work it.
Yeah.
So I've avoided it. Till I move. When I get up north and I've got more space, more time.
Proper air around you.
Proper. Well, I don't know. No, the air's fine here. I don't think the air's the problem. But you could be right. I have lived up that way before. I don't know that I was better off.
Huh.
But yeah, we'll see. It's a good excuse. I've got to rebuild it.
Well,
I've got to build another man cave.
We've got 9 minutes left, so let's get through this chat. James says, hopefully back in a bit. Have to reboot everything, bloody carers. Jim says, I just repainted the dark green on my Spitfire Mark 1. The contrast was too strong between green and brown. Didn't sit well with me, so I had to do it. Glad I did. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Ian says, I don't see the second comment by Jim. Jim says, Ian, I trashed the first comment, Ian. I hated improper spelling. I hate improper spelling. And I bugged up a word, then hit the second button accidentally, so I trashed it. John! Right, hang on. Whilst I'm going through the comment. Thank you. Yeah, so I trashed it. Cool. Ian says, I have comments set to all. YouTube, StreamYard? Yeah, it'll be YouTube. If you can't see it, then it's YouTube. If we can't see it, then it's StreamYard. Ian says, oh, okay, Jim. And then he says, I'm itching to fire up my compressor and airbrush. It's been a long winter. Just make sure you drain it first, in case there's condensation in it, if it's been left all winter. So, what have you guys been working on? And what have you achieved? Modders.
I made a little bookcase.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
I'm just putting,
That
I'm
is nice,
spending some little bits of
done.
metal to put in here for little handles.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like it.
That's cool. It's like a doll's house sort of thing, isn't it?
That's what I feel like book nooks kind of are. They're like dollhousey kind of things. It's just, it's like a.
That's what you should make. Just get all the parts and make it into a book nook. Make them into, yeah. Instead of make them into book nooks, make all the parts into one big doll's house.
Could do.
Then Willow can live in it.
I'd need a pretty big bougie doll's house for Willow.
How have you got on, Gary?
Okay, thank you. I've been making this little cabin for my Master Chef bomber, come hobnob carrier, and I'm just working on the fuselage, which keeps going and going and going and going and going. So eventually that will stick on the front. Then the fun's going to be that it has wheel sets along in the fuselage, like the B-47. So there's 2 sets of undercarriage to go in here first as well. So that's cool.
Yeah.
It's getting there. I think it's fun. It's a challenge.
Nice.
A challenge. So
excellent. And what about you noisy sod?
Well, I've been trying to get some green and different colours down on this MiG.
Somebody sneezed on your plane.
Hey?
There's a big black bogey on on your plane.
Oh, that's my SMS marking putty. It yeah, I use it like blue tack
Mine's
to make
blue.
sort of like rolls. Yeah. It's a bit of a mess. It's going to take a fair couple of coats to get this down because I don't know. I just don't think this paint's behaving. I'll just take my time with it and stuff like that. But it's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
It's all right. You should put a little light in the tail so it looks like it's the engine's on.
No. But remember, I bought the resin for it, so I don't think I shall.
Have you done anything, Mal?
Yes, I've applied a number of decals. You probably won't see them.
Oh yeah, just about see them.
Yeah, there's. But they're on the
one.
undersurface. I've just started on the upper surface. This 3 on the nose, and I've done a couple on the wings, but that's it at the moment. Drop tank ones are starting as well.
Nice.
They've bedded down nicely. Yeah, so yeah, coming on.
Excellent.
It'll be done in the next few years.
For me, I've been painting the metalwork on Gordon's armor. If I focus,
That's cool.
there you go. Been painting the metalwork on his armor. And I painted his face green. So that's pretty much the only skin that you're going to see.
Lovely.
There we go. So that is pretty much, other than a couple of comments in the chat, which I shall get to shortly. Elbow. Ian says, I pre-drained the compressor before I winterized it. Very good.
Clever.
Paul says, that's gorgeous, Tiff. Yeah. Paul said, that's gorgeous, Tiff.
Sorry, I was muted because there was a dog outside. Thank you.
And he says, that's also gorgeous, Mal. Aw,
Thank you.
he is lovely, isn't he?
Thank you. Yes, I know. I agree.
Just don't tell John. Right, so there's no live stream tomorrow, unfortunately. But we do have Gary Evans' live stream tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Woohoo!
Yay, that'd be fun. I'm not sure if I could drink that after Tooth Pull, but yeah.
Yeah, do you think Novocaine would have worn off by then?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much more fun if it hadn't.
I'm hoping it happens anyway. I know I can't have the normal one, the lidocaine,
Lidocaine.
because I have an adverse reaction to it. It's really
What's
weird.
the
It makes
stuff
me.
that's in Princess Bride. Iocane powder.
I don't know
It's
because
stuff
I'm
in
not
Australia.
a woman or a girl. Paul says, John, yours is not at all gorgeous. So, me, John, and Gary Morris will be back on Thursday. Me and Gary will be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So do join us. We'll have some fun.
Yeah.
So, for those that we won't see tomorrow night, we'll see you all on Thursday at 11 o'clock. Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.